Which of the following compounds contains both ionic and covalent bonds? Okay, so we have K₂SO₄, potassium sulfate, calcium nitride, Ca₃N₂, sodium chloride. I'm only laughing because if you guys, which I highly recommend, by the way, for all of these questions, there's a general deep dive overview of this topic where you get everything and the kitchen sink from me. I lay my heart down on the line for you guys. We go through everything about this topic. But when I made this question, I put in NaCl because in the video, why? The question is, right? If you guys watch the video, why is NaCl so important to me? Right? Let me know in the comments. So we have NaCl and then we have H2O. Okay, which is water. We have to find out the compound that has both ionic and covalent bonds. So the generalities is that if you have an ionic bond, you can use the general knowledge here. Ionic bonds are when you have a metal plus a nonmetal. Now, does this work 100% of the time? No, but I mean, pretty sure is close to it. So ionic bonds are generally with your metals and your nonmetals. So that's the first thing to go through, is if we have an ionic bond, at least an ionic bond, we should see a metal. Okay, so K₂SO₄, K, potassium, is one of your alkali metals. It's in group 1. So we definitely have at least an ionic bond for this one. We have calcium nitride, right? If I look on the periodic table for calcium, Ca, that is an alkaline earth metal. And, alkali metals are group 1. Alkali earth metals are group 2, 1A or 2A. I'll just put this over here. So this one has at least an ionic bond. Let's keep it rolling. We got sodium chloride. We have Na. Sodium is in the same group as potassium. It's an alkali metal, which is also group 1 or 1A. So we at least have an ionic bond. But then H2O, right? Even though hydrogen is in group 1, hydrogen is a non-metal. That's like the exception. Hydrogen is the only one that's on the left on the periodic table. All your other non-metals are on the right. In this case, there are no metals. So this would not be ionic. So we already can get rid of 1 out of the 4, and now our chances of getting it correct are greater. Now we just got to find out which of the ones has covalent bonds. So if we're talking about covalent bonds, a covalent bond now is a strong interaction between a nonmetal and another nonmetal. So I have to have 2 nonmetals interacting with each other. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's go to sodium chloride, NaCl. The only other element that I see is chlorine. Chlorine is a halogen, and that's a nonmetal. This is group 7A, or group 7 or 17, whatever you want. That's your nonmetal. However, I need another nonmetal to have a covalent bond. And I just have chlorine. So the interaction between sodium and chlorine, that's just your ionic bond. That's your metal plus your nonmetal, metal and nonmetal. I don't have multiple nonmetals. So this one is out. This one is just an ionic bond. Let's keep it going. We have calcium, which is the metal, interacting with nitrogen. That's the nonmetal for the ionic bond. There's no other nonmetals, right? I don't have anything else to say like nitrogen is reacting with another element. So this one can't be it. This is just an ionic bond. Which brings us to K₂SO₄. This has to be the answer, but we'll go into a little bit in depth as to why this is. Now, K₂SO₄, we should spot out that SO4, from previous knowledge of where we're at in our course, SO4 is a polyatomic ion, right? K₂SO₄ breaks apart into K plus and SO4 minus, right? Sulfate. That's one of your polyatomic ions. So you do have a metal with a non-metal property idea, right? Because also keep in mind that it could be a metal plus a non-metal. And also it could be a metal plus a polyatomic ion. Which is what we have going on here. A metal plus a whole big polyatomic ion. That's an ionic bond. However, in the sulfate, you have different nonmetals. You have sulfur, which looks like an 8. Let me rewrite that. That should be an S. You have sulfur with oxygen. Those are two nonmetals. Sulfur and oxygen, they're nonmetals. So nonmetals and nonmetals interacting, that's a covalent bond. So you have both of them in this question. So the answer for this one would be K₂SO₄. So just watch out for your metals and nonmetals, metals and polyatomic ions. Just also know that the last ionic bond that you could see, that's the one that isn't always given, but it's still classified as an ionic bond. It's polyatomic ion plus polyatomic ion. But as far as covalent bonds go, you only get nonmetals. All right? I hope this helped you out. Let's go. Let's keep practicing. Proud of you guys, all right? Keep working hard. You guys are going to ace those tests and quizzes. And for more practice, head on over to glazersguide.com, where we have tons of practice on this topic. The link is in the description and at the end of the video if you want to click on over. Head on over there. It's fresh in your mind. You know, do some more practice. Hang out with me, right? Love it. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you later, all right? Okay, bye-bye.
For more practice and for more fun, go to glazersguide.com.
And for more practice and for more fun, come on, go to glazersguide.com.